Customer sent in this model. It's a ring adapter for a military-grade night vision binocular. And we created some tool paths. We can even simulate them to see where the tool is going to go and make sure we like that. We use a lathe to make some of our first cuts. And then we use the mill to machine the rest of the part away. In CNC, what makes this very easy, very accurate, and relatively quick to make a really cool, precise aluminum machine adapter. Let's test it out. Threads on really well. Looks like it should work great. Modern CNC machines are amazing pieces of equipment. They do incredibly fast automatic tool changes. They use high pressure coolant to clear chips, and they're climate controlled inspection quality rooms with incredibly accurate coordinate measuring machines that can measure the exact dimension of parts. Advanced machine controllers mean the machines move incredibly fast. The machines can even interface with robots to automatically load and set up parts. If this is something that looks interesting to you, consider a career in machining. The cool thing about being a machinist is you can make just about anything you want, and America needs more machinists. Here in southeastern Ohio, the Mid-East Career Center has a precision machining program offered to high school students the chance to learn hands-on how to be a machinist. Their state-of-the-art lab includes both manual machines and CNC machining. It's a great way to prepare you for a career in machining. Even better, area employers need machinists, and they look to programs like Mid-East. Here's an example, Meba Bearings in McConnellsville, where they make turbocharger bearings. You could be a machinist at Detroit Breman in Byesville, machining Series 60 and other diesel engines. Casting Solutions right here in Zanesville, it makes not only castings, but does finished machining on them. And then there's the opportunity to work for a job shop, or perhaps even open up your own shop, doing any kind of work you want, creating your own product, taking on customer jobs, whether you like doing more work with the mill or the lathe. Not only a lot of opportunity for great jobs, but also for a great career where you can not only earn a lot of money, but enjoy doing something hands-on.
OK，
老师，
哎
老师，I wanna ask you something.
，OK，
I will not have opportunity to learn much more about this machine. I mean, like you have practicals to learn much more about it.
What?
Do we will not have opportunity to learn much more about these machines that you already introduced?
Oh, sorry, I think I don't understand you fully, and maybe we can communication later after class. Okay.
Okay, no problem. No problem. No problem. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
And our today's topic is the basic concept of machining, and the first one is production cost. The production cost is manufacturing means transformation of materials and the information of material and the information into goods for this satisfaction. Sorry. For the satisfaction and for fulfillment needs. Actually, a series of interrelated labor processes through which raw material are changed into finished products is referred to as production cost. In the production of mechanical products, production cost consists of production design, production preparation, transportation, and storage of raw materials. blank, manufacturing, machining, heat, treatment, assembly and adjustment, check and trial run, painting and package. The next concept is process and process cost. In machining, a process is simply a method or technique by which finished or semi-finished products can be manufactured from raw materials. The process cost is one part of production cost in which the shape, dimensions, and the performance of objects to be machined are directly changed into desired ones. It involves blank manufacturing, machining, heat treatment, assembly, and so on. Generally speaking, machine manufacturing technical process include the machining process and the assembly process. While the machining process contains the whole process through which the dimensions, shape, and surface quality of a blank are directly changed into a qualified part step by step by means of the metal cutting methods. The process involved in assembling different work parts into a qualified product is called the assembly process. Okay, this page we have mentioned just now. And the next chart we will introduce the element of process cost. Machining technology process of a part consists of one or several operations in sequence. A blank can be fabricated into a finished or semi-finished product by these sequential operations. The first of one is working operation, and the second is working step. And we will introduce the first one, working operation. Working operation is also called operation, and operation can be defined as a part of process course which is completed continuously by one operator who machines one workpiece on a definite working place. Generally speaking, working operation is a basic element of the technological process as well as of the production planning and of the cost accounting. It can be seen from the definition of the operation that there are 4 key factors that to say same operators, same workpiece, and same working place continuous. The factors which are used to partition the working operation. If one of the 4 factors varies in machining process, if one of the 4 key factors are changed or varies in machining process, it means the working operation has been changed. This one, the third one, and the fourth one. If one of the four factors varies in machining process, it means the working operation has been changed. An equipment is a workplace. The vital sign to distinguish operations is to see whether the operation place has been changed. Okay, we can see in this figure, it is a sketch map of a shaft with shoulders. The machining process of the shaft is shown in this figure. And we can see in this table, it contains 4 operations, number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. In the first operation, the facing and the center joining are conducted, and the machine tool is engineless. In the second operation, the cylindrical turning, grooving, chamfering are conducted, and the machine tool is engineless. In the third operation, the K-way mining and the deburring are conducted, and the machine tool is the vertical mining machine.
See, what is deburring?
Next, we will see a video to show you what is deburring. And the fourth operation is the cylindrical grading. And the machine tool is the grading machine. After the introduce of the working operations, and then we will see some videos to show you straightly what is the center joining, chamfering, K-way mining, and deburring, and this one. And we will see some videos to show you.
Okay.
The first one, center joining.
Center drilling involves drilling at the center of a desired location. On a lathe, this location is located on the center line of the spindle. A center drill is used to create a pilot hole and lead an angle for a larger drill, or for a live center to support the part. Center drills come in different sizes and have a 60-degree included angle, which matches up with the angle of the live center. Center drilling is used in machining and on the lathe for multiple reasons. One is for starting holes. Twist drills are long in size and have a standard drill tip angle of 118 degrees. At this angle, the drill resists cutting and pushes off center. A drill will more likely drill an uncentered hole when used without a center drill. The center drill is also a more rigid cutting tool. Since the center drill is short, it does not have the same nature as a twist drill to push off from the center location. A center drill is set up on a lathe in the tailstock. A drill chuck is inserted into the ram of the tailstock and secured. The center drill is now placed in the drill chuck. Be sure that the center drill is held in the center of the chuck to prevent improper setup. Once setup is complete and your workpiece is secure, slide the tailstock into position that allows the ram to travel and lock the tailstock down. Engage the lathe spindle in a counterclockwise position at the correct RPM and begin turning the handwheel of the tailstock to peck at the workpiece. This method is called peck drilling. Peck drilling is a drilling method that allows chips to be cut and broken by backing the drill away from the surface. Cutting oil should be used during this operation for maximum effectiveness. Cutting oil is specially formulated with cutting agents to improve chip removal, extend the life of the cutting tool, and keep the workpiece cool to prevent thermal expansion. Continue pick drilling until the depth is approximately half the distance of the angle of the countersink and retract. Shut down the machine and inspect your center drill and the hole that was drilled. Occasionally, center drills will fracture and break inside of a workpiece. To prevent this, avoid drilling too deep into the workpiece and follow the tips that have been provided. Center drills are manufactured with 2 usable sides in case one side breaks.
Okay, we have seen what is center drilling, and the second one is the chamfering.
Welcome to another UCCS machine shop video. In this video, we will be chamfering a rod. To begin, cut your rod down to size. Open a compass to the depth that your chamfer will reach and use it to mark your part. If you cannot see the mark, then use the machinist die to mark your part. Unlock the compound slide. Each machine is different, so ask a TA for assistance to help unlock the compound slide. Turn the compound slide to the correct angle. In this case, we are cutting it to 25 degrees. Lock the compound slide. Set up the bit to cut off the back side of the part. Set the angle the bit will make with your part. The tip of the bit should point into the face of the desired chamfer. Use a fishtail to set the proper height of the bit. When the height is set properly, the fishtail will sit plumb when held against the part. When everything is set up properly, it should look like this. Set the machine to turn away from you, or in reverse. Advance the compound slide all the way forward. Cutting small bites at a time, cut the chamfer using the compound slide. On the final pass, move the bit slowly for a smooth finish. If everything was done right, your chamfer should look like this. Thanks for watching.
Okay. This time I want to see how many students have come to my class.
OK，
31.
老师。
Yeah, Lucy, you can check, no problem.
So maybe 15 haven't come to class.
Maybe.
Okay, I will check it later. So one student have asked, what is deburring? And I will show you through the video, and instead of describe it in language. So the first one is deburring, and then the keyway mining, and then this is the last one, deburring. And this video will show what is deburring and how to do it.
Your work can feel much smoother with Monday.com WorkOS.
So one thing that we found is super important is something called deburring. Anytime you cut an edge, you cut a hole, you drill a hole, you need to deburr it. And basically that's just knocking that sharp edge off. You don't want it to be a stress riser, you don't want it rubbing, you don't want to cut a cable, gotta deburr it. There's a lot of different surfaces that you have to deburr. You may have a flat edge, you may have a big hole, maybe a little drill hole. And for each surface, there seems to be a different tool that works best for that. People have their own preferences for what they like better. We didn't know any better, so we tried them all.
This flat file was actually really useful for knocking off the corners right there, just to get it nice around there, as well as when we did our jig pin holes right here, we'd have a little lip, so we would use this to just very carefully grind off that lip. This really isn't a deburring tool. Well, it sort of is, but it's a chainsaw file that actually somebody online told us to try out. And we use these little files to create these little relief holes so that when we flange this over, it's relieved there. So there's not a sharp edge. So this is another file that we used to deburr and cut away the metal that was really cheap and really effective, a chainsaw sharpening file. Since all you're really trying to do is knock that edge off, you can't even just use a simple piece of sandpaper to knock that edge. But do use a fresh piece of sandpaper, not one that you've used to sand down some other things, especially something like steel.
Another cheap option is Scotch-Brite pads. These are what your wife or husband uses to do the dishes with. They make some specifically for aluminum, but we just got these at the hardware store. They're just the plain Jane. And these are really handy for these circles where you can get in there, you can bend them around, twist them. And if you're worried about scratching the aluminum, they also do a real good job of buffing out any scratches you may have put on there. If you're looking for a Scotch-Brite pad on steroids, there's a 3M wheel made by the same company. You can mount it to a bench grinder. And this is specifically for aluminum. It's aluminum oxide, but it's real good for the outside edges where you got a long straight shot. Gets it done real quick. You can also get smaller ones. You can put on something like a bench press. And this is a 3-inch, and that's good for those inside holes as well. Make sure when you're using these Scotch-Brite wheels that you make sure you got a glove on. And you don't want to just jam the piece into it. You want to start at kind of a shallow angle and work it up. You don't want to dig a corner in. The other thing is, you see a little groove in here. If you keep putting them in the same spot, you'll dig a groove. Some people think that's a good thing. Some people try to use the whole face. We don't know, but we try both. Ease it in. Beautiful. So we've shown you some of the different areas you have to deburr. You can get into some tight spots. You just need to be creative, adapt these tools. We've shown you some of them. People also make their own, whatever works. You just want to make sure that you're knocking the edge off. You don't want to do it too much. When we first started, Brady went a little too far, turned one of our lightning holes into a razor blade, and then to test it, decided to spin it around his finger. Probably not the smartest idea.
But it, you know, the flesh wound finally healed, and now I can pick Caleb's nose.
So the deburring, generally speaking, is intended to smooth the part. And I want to mention that please pay attention to the concept. And there are some questions end of the class. And maybe in the next class, we will ask you the basic concept, and I will randomly choose someone to ask the questions. Maybe this one will share the screen to everyone, and we will see his answers. And I will repeat the concept later. And this time we will see what is KV mining.
Google Fi, a phone plan by Google. Get Simply Unlimited, our most affordable unlimited plan with 35 gigabytes.
Sorry for the poor internet. So why? Wait for a while. Oh,
OK，老师，
why? It's so slow. Do we have a monitor in the class?
Yes，老师，I'm here。
Okay. We have a monitor.
We
Sorry
have
for the
actually
internet.
3 money. No problem,老师。It's OK. It's OK.
Maybe we will see The next one is first, and we will make the keyway many.
Okay,老师。
In straight turning, the tool is fed parallel to the axis of the work to reduce its diameter so that the final diameter is the same at each end. Removing a significant amount of material in one pass is called rough turning. The final lighter cut that creates a smooth surface finish is called finish turning. Taper turning produces a taper along the axis of the workpiece. Tapers are produced by offsetting the tailstock from center line or by using a taper attachment. Short, steep tapers can be turned using a compound rest. Contour turning, or profiling, was formerly performed by having the single-point cutting tool trace a template of the desired profile shape. This has largely been replaced by CNC turning, in which the desired contour is simply programmed into the machine, which directs a cutting tool to cut the contour. Forming is another alternative for generating complicated shapes. The tool having the desired form or geometry is advanced perpendicular to the axis of rotation, reproducing the tool shape in the workpiece. Forming is commonly performed on automatic screw machines. Chamfering eliminates sharp corners from a workpiece and is a good safety measure. Typically, chamfering breaks corners at a 45-degree angle. Grooving creates a groove or recess using a tool that is usually the size and shape of the required groove. Some grooving tools can also widen a groove by traversing side to side after plunging into the workpiece.
Okay, this video have introduced many operations, and I'll try this one again, and maybe it worked this time. Okay, we have introduced some operations. In this figure, it's too many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And most of them we have seen it through video. And in this chapter, we are introducing the elements of process course. The first one is working operation. The working operation is a part of process course, which is completed continuously by one operator, and it has 4 key factors: same operator, same workpiece, same working place, and continuous. So the second element of process course is working step. The working step can be defined as the part of the operation completed continuously under the condition that the machining surface, cutting tool, and cutting variables, including cutting speed, feed, and are kept unchanged. So when any of the factors is changed, it would be considered to be another working step. For example, in the operation listed in this figure, there are 4 working steps. Working steps 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have introduced it. Working step can be classified as continuous working step and compound working step. So what is continuous working step? It means several identical working steps that happened successively can be seen as one working step. It is called the continuous working step. On the contrary, it would become a compound working step if several surfaces of a part are machined simultaneously by several cutting tools or a compound cutting tools. For example, 4 identical holes in this figure, in the left one, are drilled one by one. This one first, maybe this one second, third, and fourth. The process is a continuous working step. While 4 drills are used to machine these holes simultaneously, this step is named compound working step. The right side example, it can be classified as a compound working step. The third concept is working stroke. The working stroke is a manufacturing process that is completed by cutting the surface one time with the same cutting tool and the same cutting parameters. A working step may consist of a number of working strokes if the machine endurance is quite large. For example, in this figure shows the relationship between the working step and the working stroke. In this one, the machining endurance is quite large, and it's divided into 2 strokes. If we complete it in one stroke, it may be hurt the machine. So we divide it into two strokes, step by step, stroke 1 and stroke 2. The first is the setting up. In order to achieve satisfying machine effect, a workpiece must be located and clamped in a fixture before it is machined. The process to locate and clamp the workpiece on fixture or work table is called setting up. A working operation may have either single setting up or several setting ups. For example, two setting ups are needed in this example. Two setting ups are needed in the first working operation shown in this table. Because two ends are needed to machine separately the left and the right. And each setting up includes two working steps, that is facing and centering. But it is very important to remember that setting up times should be arranged as few as possible in one operation, or else errors produced because of several times of setting up would be increased and the production efficiency would be reduced greatly as well. So we have introduced the first concept, the setting up, and the next one is working position. In engineering, in order to reduce the mounting times or rotary table or rotary fixture or movable fixture is often used to make the workpiece occupy different positions successively in one setting up. After the working piece is clamped, each position occupied by the workpiece and the fixture or the movable part of the machine tool, together relative to the cutter or the fixed part of machine tool, is called one working position. We can see in this figure, it illustrates an example of a working operation which multi-working positions. A rotary table with 4 positions is used to fulfill loading, drilling, core drilling, and remining sequentially in an aggregate drilling machine. We may drill this hole, this one first, this one, and the third one, the fourth one. It has several 4 working positions, and you may rotate this one. I will see how many students. So the next important concept is the production program and the production type. A production program and the production type have an influence on the production organization and management layout of workshop, processing method, and the manufacturing equipment to be used and the technical requirements for operators. So it is necessary to learn something about the two terminologies before set out to make a process. So the first introduce is the production program. Okay, it's time. We will have 20 minutes. And we may start the class at 3:10 o'clock.
Okay, 老师。
Okay.
Break time.
Yeah. It's break time, and we will start at 3:10.
Okay, 老师。
Actually, can I ask like I can leave the class for this time? Then I will join again.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
So let's back to the class.
Yes, Laoshi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Laoshi, we can hear you.
Yes,
Okay.
Laoshi, we are here. We are here.
Okay, we have mentioned the production program and the production type. They are important in machining because they have an influence on the production organization and the management and the layout of workshop, processing method, the manufacturing equipment. So it's necessary to learn something about the terminologies. The first one is a production program. So what is a production program? A production program, we term it like use N of a work part refers to the production volume of a product per year, including spare pieces and rejected product, which can be calculated by this equation. And I will first to explain the symbols. In this equation, the symbol Q is the annual yield of a product, and N is the number of parts used in one product, and alpha is average percentage of spare parts. Beta is average percentage of the rejected parts. So we can use this equation to calculate the production program. Can anybody answer me? What is production program? Is it a number, or only a symbol, or only a word? Is a number or something else? Production program.
Yes, it's a fraction.
Yes.
Per year.
It refers to the production volume, so it is a number.
It's the number, yeah.
Yes, so we can calculate this equation, and each of the symbol in this equation that is explained here. So it's important to understand the meaning of alpha and beta, where alpha is average percentage of spare parts and beta is average of rejected part. If this equation, the right side doesn't contain the alpha or beta, so it's only Q plus N. Because it contains the spare part and the rejected part, the way should choose sum it. So we use one sum alpha and one sum beta, and we simplify it. So we can use this equation to calculate, to estimate the production program. And then we will introduce production type. And its technology feature. So first, what is the production type? It means the specialized classification of the enterprise production capacity based on the production program, size and complexity of a product. The production of an enterprise can be generally classified as job production, batch production, and mass production. That is the three different kinds of production types. While the job production means low volume of production, means the number is small, maybe 1, 2, or 3. And the batch production means middle volume of production. And mass production means large volume of production. We can understand them by the meaning of the words job, batch, and mass. Classify the production type. So is job production in detail. So I will introduce it in my words. This means there are many kinds of products, but each of product is manufactured in small quantity. And sometimes even individual product is manufactured, means no volume. The product to be manufactured are often changed and rarely repeated. The production of heavy-duty machines, special purpose machines, and the trial manufacture of new products are all organized in this way. And maybe we can use 3D printing to manufacture job production products, because 3D printing can produce a part individual. The second, batch production, generally speaking, means middle volume of production. This means there are still more kinds of products, but there are a certain numbers for each kind of product. The same product are repeated, manufactured in batches in a year. The number of the products fabricated in one batch is called batch size. According to the batch size and the characteristics of the product to be manufactured, batch production can further classified into small batch, medium batch production, and large batch production. The production of both general purpose machine tools and electric motors belongs to batch production. The next one, we will introduce mass production. This means large volume of production. The output of a product is very large. The same operation of a part is done repeatedly in the most of working places. The production of automobiles, tractors, bicycles, and bearings belongs to the mass production. It means the products are same and we need a lot of them, and we maybe product is in mass production. And this is very small, in very small number, and this is middle, and this is very large number. Different production types have different manufacturing process. Machine tools and tuning and productions. Organization modes. The characteristics of different production types are summarized in this table, and we can see in this table this column is the features, and this row is the production type, the job production, the batch production, the mass production. first we can see the features. If the product, the interchangeability and assembly method, if it is no interchangeability and the individual fit method, maybe the product is job production, and in this one, the part are interchangeable for most parts, and maybe we can produce it in batch production. And in this one, it is full interchangeability and interchangeable assembly. So we can use mass production, like automobiles and bicycles use mass production. And we can say this one, a blank and machining endurance features. In the job production, it is manually modeling of casting, free forages, no precision, large machining endurance, and in batch production, die cutting or die foreign, moderate blank precision, and machining endurance. In the mass production, the blank manufacturing with high accuracy and high efficiency, meanwhile with no machine endurance, means it's accurate. And the equipment, in the job production, you can use general purpose machine, part of CNC machine. So does anyone know what is CNC machine? In full word, CNC represent which one?
You mean to cut some using like computer numerical like to
Control.
cut control to draw some part in using some software, maybe AutoCAD or any other software.
Yes, very good. CNC means computer numerical control machine.
Control, yeah.
Yes. And in batch production, we use CNC machine, FMC, part of special purpose machine tools. And in mass production, you can use dedicated transfer line and FNL or CNC machine. So it's very difficult.
What is this?
Lot of machines.
FMC.
We rarely use this one. And most of the job productions we use the CNC machine. And this one also we rarely use this one.
So what is the difference between this?
It's just a machine, and you maybe search it by yourself. What is the FMC and the FNL? It is not the importance of this class.
Okay.
The tunings, like feature cuttering and measuring tool, in the job production means use standard attachment cutters and measuring tools. In the batch production, features are widely used, and the special purpose cutters and machine tools, measuring tools, sorry. In the mass production, we use fixture, cutters and measuring tools with high efficiency and widely used. The feature of requirements for workers. In the job production, the workers are skilled workers are needed. For example, in the 3D printing manufacture the part, the workers must be very skilled. And in the batch production, moderate skilled workers and programs are needed. Meanwhile, in the mass production, low-skill operators but skilled maintenance workers are needed. The next one, process rule. In the job production, simple procedure sheet. And in batch production, process sheet and operation sheet for key operations. And in mass production, detailed process rule is provided because the process is very mature, is traditional, maybe existed for decades. So we have introduced some concepts of machining process planning, some important concepts, and I will repeat it. I will recall it again, and then I will ask some questions, and I will choose someone randomly to answer the question, and this student maybe share and maybe write it down in the paper or in the Word office, and then maybe the others will see his answer. So the first one is the production cost. Manufacturing means transformation of materials and information into goods for the satisfaction of human needs. A series of interrelated labor processes through which raw material are changed into finished products is referred to as production costs. A series of interrelated labor processes through which raw materials are changed into finished products is referred to as production costs. The second is process and process costs. A process is simply a method or technique by which finished or semi-finished products can be manufactured from raw materials. And this is the definition of process. It is simply a method or technique by which finished or semi-finished products can be manufactured from raw materials. And maybe I'll repeat the definition of production cost again. It means a series of interrelated labor process through which raw materials are changed into finished products is referred to as production cost. The second concept is the element of process cost. We have introduced 5 elements of process cost. The first one is working operation. It can be defined as a part of process cost which is completed continuously by one operator. Who machine one workpiece and on a definite working place. It has 4 key factors: same operator, same workpiece, same working place, and continuous. Second is working step. It can be defined as the part of operation completed continuous under the condition that the machining surface, cutting tool, and cutting variables are kept unchanged. It includes continuous working steps and compound working steps. And the third one is working stroke. Working stroke is the manufacturing process that is completed by cutting the surface one time with the same cutting tool and the same cutting parameters. 2 key points with the same cutting tool and the same cutting parameters. The fourth is setting up. In order to achieve satisfying machining effect, a workpiece must be located and clamped in a fixture before it is machined. The process to locate and clamp the workpiece on fixture or work table is called setting up. A working operation may have either single setting up or several setting ups. And the last one is working position. After the workpiece is clamped, each position occupied by workpiece and the fixture or the movable part of a machine tool together relative to the cutter or the fixed part of machine is called one working position. So these sentences can be seen as a definition of working position. After the workpiece is clamped, each position occupied by workpiece and fixture or the movable part of machine tool together relative to the cutter or the fixed part of machine tool is called one working position. And then we have introduced the production program and the production type. The production program refers to the production volume of a product per year including spare pieces and rejected product. And this is the definition, the calculation, the estimation of production program. Under the production type, it means the specialized classification of the production capacity of an enterprise. Maybe this is the definition. And it can be classified in two: job production, batch production, and mass production based on the production program size and complexity of a product. And we have introduced what is job production, what is batch production, and what is mass production. And we have introduced the characteristics of the three production types through this table one by one. So it's time to answer the questions, and maybe we have 25 minutes. You may think about it for 10 minutes and answer these in 15 minutes. And then I will choose one student to share his or her screen with others, and we will see his answers.
Okay,
We will
Laoshi.
share this. Sorry, Laoshi. We will share the screen with the answers.
Yeah, maybe you can write down it on paper or type it in a Word office in the computer. It's okay.
Okay, Laoshi. Okay.
Laoshi, we need to write all of these points, right?
Yeah.
This
Oh no.
production code.
Maybe just write the definition. Definition. What, for example, what is production cost? Maybe a sentence or two sentences, and maybe
All right.
what? Oh, okay.
Okay.
So, Laoshe, are you gonna ask questions, or we should all answer all together and then we give you later?
Okay.
We
And
didn't
maybe we
finish
can.
yet. Wait, Innocent. Laoshi said he's going to call people to ask.
Are you finished?
Okay.
So quickly.
No, we didn't finish.
Oh.
I can answer the first.
Why are you like
Oh,
this?
answer
He
everything
said
in a word file, and then Laoshi will call you.
Hey. Okay, hold on.
But Laoshi, is process not the same as process course? Or is different?
Pardon?
Process and process course, isn't it the same or they are different?
Maybe you can answer it first, and then maybe we will choose the answer later.
Okay. Laoshi, I'm done. Maybe can I present mine? 老师
Has everyone finished yet? Maybe we will wait for others.
老师, I didn't get you.
Two students have finished.
Laoshi, we will write this.
Maybe we will wait for others. Wait for most of the students finish the practice.
Laoshi, we went for prayer. So can you please tell again what we need to do?
Actually, we have 25 minutes to finish the practice. And maybe we should have break at 4 o'clock. So please come back at 4:20 and I will see the answers. Are we clear?
So Laoshi, we need to write the answers of this production course, process course.
And I will choose one to share his or her screen, and we others see the answers is wrong or right. And this time we will wait to 4 o'clock, and then we have a break for 20 minutes, and we back the class at 4:20. And at that time, 4:20, we will see the answers. If you have finished the practice, you can offline and come back at 4:20.
Yes, Laoshi. Noted.
So if you finish please, you can offline and then come back at 4:20.
Okay, Laoshi.
Jill, I have texted you. Can you please see that?
Sorry?
What?
I haven't heard clearly.
The guy say he texted you. Can you see your messages?
No. I text Sally Jill. I
Sally
told
Jill,
Sally
of
Jill.
course.
WeChat?
Yes, WeChat.
Okay, number 55, and maybe you will show your answers at 4:20 o'clock.
Yes, Laoshi. Thank you.
I have seen this one. It's hard to spell. What's your name?
Sally Zell.
Zell, 55. I see.
Yes.
55.
Laoshi, I'll type my name for you. So hard to pronounce.
How do you pronounce it? Salifu.
Salifu Mabruk Zeljin. But Laoshi, you can call me Zell.
Zell. Okay.
Sally.
Zell.
It's okay.
Zell. Sally or Zell. Okay.
Thank you.
So where are you from?
I'm from Ghana.
Ghana.
Yeah.
Oh. far from China.
Yeah, very far.
Very, very, very far.
Can you speak Chinese smoothly?
他的中
Yeah,
文不好。
会说，一点也会说一点点吧。
It's good. It's good.
老师，你
不好
不认识
不好
我吗？老师，
嗯，
你不认识我吗？
我还没见过你们。
哦，可以啊，
嗯，
没事。
If you finish the practice and you can offline and come back at 4:20, and we will see the answers
Yes, 老师。
of Sally.
老师, where we will send the answers? In the chat box?
Use answers.
老师,
Maybe
where
in
we
the
will
next class.
send the answer?
In the Tencent meeting, share your screen.
Okay, 老师.
I guess most of the students write down the answers in the computer, and it's convenient. We can share it through the meeting conveniently. So it's time to have a break for 20 minutes. And we back to the class at 4:20. And we will see the answers of Sally. Okay?
Okay, 老师。Okay.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. So welcome back to the class. Sunny, are you ready?
Yes, Laoshi, I'm ready.
Oh, you can share your screen with us, and we will see your answers.
Okay, Laoshi. Yeah, please, can you see them? Hello?
Yes, we can.
We can see you, bro.
can zoom in.
Okay, okay. Zoom. All right.
Oh, I can hear you.
Okay. Can you see the PPT, the word file?
Yes.
Okay. The first one is production course.
Production course.
This is the process or way by which materials undergo transformation into goods for human satisfaction in order to produce human needs. The second is process. The process is the method whereby a finished product or semi-finished product is produced from raw materials. Then there is process course. This can be defined as the instantaneous forming of finished products and semi-finished products from raw materials. It's almost as similar as the process. Then the working operation. This is defined as the part process course, which is completed continuously by one operator who machines one piece or several other pieces on defined working place. Working step. This is defined as part of the operation completed continuously under the condition that machining surface, cutting tool, and cutting variables are kept unchanged. Working stroke. This is a manufacturing process that is completed by cutting the surface on time with same cutting tool and cutting parameters. Then the last one, setting up. This is the preparation process whereby a workpiece is set to a fixture and made stable so that it can be machined before being machined. Actually, that's my definition.
Oh, very good. It's very good answer. Very good. Very good.
Thank you, Elijah.
Okay, in order to emphasize this concept, does anyone want to share his answers with us?
I want.
Yes, Laoshi, I want to say stuff.
Alash, you can see my screen?
Yes, I can see it clearly.
All right. So for the first question you gave us was the production course. So production course basically is a manufacturing means transformation of materials and information into a good for satisfaction of human need. Like what human need, we transfer everything in production line, and we try to manufacture it in a huge basis. So this is our production courses. And then if we want to talk about like process and process course, process course. So for process course, it is simply a method or technique by which can be finished or maybe semi-finished product. It can be manufactured from raw materials. I mean, like a process course, it just if you want to produce some product, then it should be within a process course, and maybe already made it, or you are trying to make it for the first time. it doesn't matter. So we have to go in process course. And then if we want to talk about like a working operation or process operation, whatever, and these can be combined, transform various resource and use production or in many organization into into value added product. We must have to keep in mind that our product have to be value added, like it can work for mankind. So this is our process operation. And for process operation, there are 4 key factor. Some are semi-operation, semi-working pieces, or semi-working place, and continuously. Like we need to produce our product continuously. So this is the process operation. And then we can see here we have a picture. So how process operation actually work. We need labor, we need capital and raw material. Everything we can put together, and it's called input. And then some scientific process. I mean, like our manufacturing machine or any other part we use to process our desired product. So this is our scientific process, and then the output, I mean the goods or product, whatever we can say. And for work process step, basically our process work step can be part of the operation completed continuously under the condition that machining surface, cutting tool or cutting variable. And those 2 pictures you already give us. I try to use this here, as you can see. So there we have 2 kind of process step. One is continuous working step and another is compound working step. And then working stroke. Working stroke, basically it's a stroke is manufacturing process that is completed by cutting and the surface one of these things within the same cutting tools and the same cutting parameter, right? Here you explain some step by step, but for me I didn't get it so clearly. That's why I can't explain it so clearly right now. Maybe I will search in video, YouTube, in Google, whatever. And then the final step, our setting up the process located and clap workpieces on factor or work table is called setting up. A work operation maybe have either single setting up or several setting up. I mean, setting up, we need a lot of parts of the machine, and every part there have an individual work, and all the machine are working together to produce a product. So all the machine together is kind of setting off in a same place with the same environment, and the process located clamp workpiece on okay. And then I try to put one picture. Where is my picture? Okay, whatever.
Okay,
yeah, this is my
very good job. Very
presentation.
good job in detail.
Yeah,
And,
I try to put
I-
some picture to understand it very clearly. Yeah.
Yes, I can see
All
the
right,
effort
thank you.
you have done, and you are very careful. Very good job. Very good job.
All right, Lakshmi.
Anyone else want to shoot answers?
Yes,
Okay.
Laushi. Yes, Laushi.
Do you want to shoot your answers?
Yes, Laushi.
Okay.
I have problems with the screen sharing. So can I share with a camera?
Share camera.
Yeah.
Okay.
Laushi, maybe I can send my answers to you in WeChat or in the chat box.
Okay, you may send it to me later, or send to the WeChat group, and I will see it.
Laushi, will you accept the WeChat friend request? I'll just send you right now.
Okay, I have seen it, and Okay, I see this. Okay, and anyone else want to share the answer? If doesn't, we maybe go to the next chapter.
Okay, Laoshi, can I share mine?
Actually,
Okay.
I am making right now, so it will be a bit quite late. So can I send you in a WeChat or need to share it here?
Yes, I have seen the WeChat information.
Okay, thank you, Lord.
And anyone else want to share the
Can I share
screen with
my
us right
screen?
now? Okay,
Yes,
okay.
Laoshi. Okay. Are you seeing my my screen? Here I'm going to talk about the production costs on manufacture.
Please zoom it.
Manufacturing. Are you seeing my screen?
Maybe you can zoom it and we can see it in a bigger world.
Okay. Like this?
Yes, clearly.
Okay. Here there is a definition for manufacturing process are the step through which raw material are transformed into a final product. Actually, the manufacturing process begin with the creation of the material from which the designer is made. Those material are then modified through manufacturing process to become the required parts. The manufacturing process can include treating, such as heat treating or coating. As you can see here, manufacturing or reshaping the material, it have input and there is a process which is gonna give an output. The next one is the process and the process cost of manufacturing technology. A process is a simple method or technique by which finished or semi-finished products can be manufactured from raw material. And then we have 5 elements of process costs, which is we have the first one. I'm gonna have give those some definition. Which first one is setting up. In order to achieve satisfied manufacturing effect, a workpiece must be located and clamped in fixturing before it's machined. And the process to locate and clamp the workpiece on fixturing or work cable is called setting up. A working operation may have either single setting up or several setting up. Also, we have the second element of process cost, which is working operation. In working operation, the operation can be defined as a part process cost, which is completed continuously by one operator or a group of operators. It depends. Sometimes you can have only one or a group more than two who machines one piece or one work piece or several work pieces simultaneously on defined workplace. We have also 4 keys factor, which is the one is the same operator, same. The second one is same work piece. The third one is same working place and continuous. The virtual sign to distinguish operation is to see whether the operation plays. Yeah. And then we have the third element process, which is working position. In order to reduce the mounting times, rotary table or rotary fixturing or movable fixturing is often used to make workpiece occur different opposition with different, of course, the position successfully in one setting up. After the workpiece is clamped, each position occupied by workpiece and fixturing or the movable part of machine goes together or relative to the cut or the featuring parts of machine tools is called it one working position. And we have the 4 elements, which is the working step. And the working step can be defined as the part of the operation completed continuous under the condition that the machining suffers cutting tools and cutting variable. And as you can see here, we have we keep and change it, which is continuous working step and compound working step. As you can see to these 2 pictures, I tried to get the picture from the PPT. And then we have the last one, which is working stroke. Working stroke is the manufacturing process that is completed by cutting the surface one time with the same cutting tool and the same cutting parameter. So this is my presentation.
Okay,
Thank you,
okay.
Laoshi.
It's very good job and in detail. Actually,
thank you.
it's beyond my imagine. It's very good.
Thank you.
So anyone else want to share? Or we
Okay.
will go
I
to the
will
next
share.
chapter.
I will share.
Okay,
Laoshi.
okay, okay.
Yeah, Laoshi, can you see my PPT?
Clearly.
Okay, thanks. We talk about production course and process course of machine Laoshi. As we can see, production course can be understood as a method of turning raw materials or input into finished goods or product in manufacturing process. In other words, it means the creation of something from basic inputs. We have also here the two words for the production, that is manufacturing and process. Manufacturing means transformation of materials and information into goods for the satisfaction of human needs, while the process is a simple method or technique by which finished or semi-finished products can be manufactured. We have also elements of a process course as a working step. Working step can be defined as the part of the operation completed continuously under the condition that the machining surface, cutting tool, and cutting variables, including cutting speed and feed. We have also here setting up. In order to achieve satisfying machine effects, a workpiece must be located and clamped in the fixture before the machined. The process to locate and clamp the workpiece on fixture work table is called setting up. A working operation may have either single setting up or several setting ups. Working position. Working position in order to reduce the mounting times, rotary table or rotary fixture or movable fixture is often used to make workpiece occupy different positions successfully in one setting up. We have also here working operation. Working operation can be defined as a part of process course which is completely continuously by one operator or a group of operators who machine one workpiece or several workpieces simultaneously on a definite working place or defined machine tools. We have also 4 key factors, as we can see here: same operators, same work pieces, same working place, and continuous. The vital sign to distinguish operation is to see whether the operation place equipment has been changed. And the next one, we have working stroke. Working stroke is the manufacturing process that is completed by cutting the surface one time with the same cutting tool and the same cutting parameters. And as we can see here, we have a production program and production type. We have job production, batch production, mass production. Job production is the low volume of production. Batch production is the middle volume of production. Mass production, we can understand as a large volume of a production. So Laoshi, this was the presentation of my PPT, Laoshi.
Okay. A good presentation. Very in detail.
Thank you.
I'm very happy with this one, with this PPT, with this with your job.
Thank you.
So next is 62
Can I-
students means 无辜.
对。
It's you? It's you?
Okay. Yeah. it's me.
Okay.
Teacher, can you share my PPT, please? I sent it to you.
I share the PPT. I share your PPT in
Yeah, 对，
computer.
谢谢。
Okay.
对。
So wait for a moment.
好，我等你。
So one more student can be shared. Anyone else?
Yeah, Lava, you have to close it. Otherwise, other people can't share there.
Lava, can you
Okay.
turn
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Except the 62, and we will have another one to show the presentation, just answers. And right now, I will share my screen.
Yeah, you can share my screen.
Of Google. Okay. Internet is on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Thank you. I tried to summarize every point so that we can understand it very good and very clearly. So I'm not gonna go in details. I'm just gonna mention the whole points of this, try to explain it very well. So when you say about production cost, means the transformation of materials and information into goods for satisfaction of human. And then you try to combine the process and the process cost as a method by which finished or semi-finished products or goods can be manufactured from raw materials. When we go for the working process, it can be defined as a part process which is completely or continuously by one operation machine or one workpiece. Working step is the part of the operation completed continuously under the condition that the machining surfaces, cutting tools, and cutting variables are kept unchanged. So the working steps, all these pieces, machining surfaces, cutting tools, and cutting variables are all, they don't change. So continuing to the working stroke, we can say that is the manufacturing process that is completely by cutting the surface one time, just one time with the cutting tools and the same cutting parameters. So the parameter used for cutting the first one should be for the second one. It should be all the same. For the final with the setting up, I try to summarize it as, let me try to explain it. In order to achieve a satisfying machine workpiece, a workpiece must be located and clamp is fixed before is machined. So the closest to locate and clamp the working piece on the fixtures of workable, that's what we call setting up. So like a working operation may have either single setting up or several setting ups. Okay, thanks.
Okay.
That was my quick summary.
Most of the answers are from my PPT, and
yeah,
I can see you have paid enough attention of the class, and maybe this one I will show it later separately, process and the process courses. So
yeah,
who
I
is
try.
the last one want to
try
share
to
answers?
summarize it. Yeah. Thank
Anyone
you.
else? Okay. If anyone else want to share, or I will show the answers from the books. So I have seen your answers, and I can see many of them are from the internet. And in the class, most of the definitions are from the books. So the first one is production cost. It is a series of interrelated labor process through which raw materials are changed into finished products is referenced as production cost. Labor process, raw material into finished products. That means production cost. And the second one, process. It is a method or technique by which finished or semi-finished products can be manufactured from raw material. A method or technique. Manufacture of finished or semi-finished products. The process is a method or technique. The third one is process cost. It is one part of production cost in which the shape, dimensions, and the performance of objects to be machined are directly changed into designed ones. It involves blank manufacturing, machining, heat treatment, assembly, and so on. It is one part of production cost. Process is one part of production cost, while the shape, dimensions, and the performance of objects to be machined are directly changed into designed ones. Can you hear me?
Yes, 老师.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, sure.
My internet is
Sure,
not stable. Okay. Sorry. So next one is working operation. It can be defined as a part of process. A part of process course which is completed continuously by one operator who machine one workpiece on a definite workplace. Working operation is a part of process course, and it is completed continuously by one operator who machine one workpiece on a definite working place. And the working style, it can be defined the part of operation completed continuously under the condition that the machining surface, cutting tool, and cutting variables are kept unchanged. It is the part of operation and completed continuously under the condition that the parameters are kept unchanged. This is a key point. Under the working stroke, it is the manufacturing process that is completed by cutting the surface one time with the same cutting tool and the same cutting parameters. First is the manufacturing process, and it can be defined as completed by cutting the surface one time and the same with the same cutting tool and the same cutting parameters. It is a working stroke. Then the setting up. It is a process to locate and collect the workpiece on fixture or work table is called setting up. It is a part of process to locate and collect the workpiece on fixture or work table that defined as setting up. A working operation might have either single setting up or several setting ups, and we have seen in that table, I have several setting ups. So in this class, we have learned the basic concept of machining process planning. And from the practice, I have seen most of you have understand it clearly, and good job you have done. So it's time to go to the next chapter. So it's time. I have prepared a video, and you can see most of the concepts through the video, like production course, working operation, working step, working stroke setting up. But we have not have enough time. So it's up to you. Do you want to go to the next chapter or see the video? Maybe why we have to see the video?
Yes, Laushi, it's better to see a video.
What is better for us, Laushi? You know, just it's up to you.
Yes,
Better to see the video.
Yes, the video is okay.
Okay. Maybe this chapter we will see this one in next week, Friday. Okay.
Okay, Laoshi.
Oshi, what about you send us those videos? Also send us the link. You show us the video.
Maybe my internet is not stable, and why? Something wrong seems like.
But how you using YouTube without VPN, Loshi? I can see there is no VPN in your laptop.
That's why I'm the teacher.
Hey. That's a good one, Loshi.
So we can see, wrong. Why?
Yeah, it's coming. We need to wait to watch their ads.
Oh, this one is right. This one. We can see most of the concepts through the video, and we can see how to use it in engineering in practice.
Loshi, there is no sound here.
Actually, there is no sound in the video.
তুমি বলো যে তুমি অন্য জায়গা যাবে আমি বলে দিয়েছি
Ace. Advertisement. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but there is no sound of the video.
The video no sound?
No.
对，没有声音。
There's no sound, Lashi. We hear.
Why? I can hear it.
But we can't.
I think you can raise the volume from here.
I don't know why. Only I can hear the video. And
Oh,
can you hear this time?
Yes, a little bit.
Okay, it works.
Lava, I think it will be a noise, so no need to hear, just watch. Okay.
Okay, advertisement. Okay, it's time to finish the class. Thanks for your operate call.
All right, Lauchi. Okay.
Lauchi.
See you next week.
The video is
Bye,
not
Lauchi.
shared
Thank
yet.
you.
See you, see you.
Today's class is over.
Yes, over. See you next week. Next
Okay,
Friday.
Lauchi.
好的，
Okay,
老
Lauchi.
师，Thank you，谢谢。
Thank you.
Wow,
拜拜，老师，拜拜。
再见，老师。
拜拜。
Next Friday，老师。Mostly answer my message.